Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we're doing reading for sign of Virgo. You need keep in mind that this will not resonate for every Virgo. If you'd like a personal reading, it's going to be the first link in the description down below. Repeat that, first link in the description down below for a personal reading. Also find a bunch of other things there in the description. You can find my Etsy shop, which has my tarot and my oracle cards on there. A bunch of things there on my Etsy shop in the description down below. You should definitely go check that out. You can also find my shirt store, my website, different social media platforms I'm on, as well as Patreon. All that's in the description down below. And if you'd like to donate to the channel, feel free to do so. I do appreciate donations here. So, Virgo, let's see what Spirit has in store for yourself. Number 2 with new moon beginnings. Number 22, so number 2 must be important too. Wax and Cupid's number 6 with wisdom. Number 30 with snow moon and purity. I think the snow moon was in like February or something. We have number 11 with Wax and Cupid's number 2 with fear. Alright, Virgo. So, releasing that of fear, because we do have a new moon here, becoming more pure, so that you don't manifest out of fear. You understand? You manifest with pure intentions, purity. You are offered a fresh start. Your journey is beginning. Take the first steps towards something new. It is your time to place emphasis on your health and well-being. It says, I accept and rejoice in renewal and beginnings. There is something incredibly poetic and even romantic about the tiny sliver of the silver moon. That is the new moon. After the waning cycle in the depth of the dark moon, yours is appearing in the sky. Incredibly, a crescent of the finest light, almost a scratch upon the blackboard of the universe. Here is the evidence that even after the darkest night, light returns again. The crescent of the new moon is an ancient symbol that stretches back to ancient prehistory. There are cave drawings featuring crescent moons, sculptures of goddesses with crescent moon diadems, and the goddess Aphrodite, Hecate, Diana, Artemis, and many Central Asian female deities were often depicted with new moon symbology. Go back even further in the Neolithic cave and paintings where moon and sun symbology features, where there no phase more commonly being depicted than the new moon. When the new moon appears in the lunar cycle, we are gifted with a new beginning and a fresh start. What we have identified as useless or unneeded anymore has been released in the void of the dark moon. And here is a new chance. Here we get to renew our lives and feel free enough to try risking again. Whether we are asking for a fresh start in a relationship or new love, or heralding the auctioning of intentions such as better health, a new business, or the start of a new project, riding the new moon energy will assist us. Many creative people start new works on a new moon. And I personally, it goes to the farther thing. So we have number 22. Wisdom is more than mere knowledge. There may be something you aren't seeing and need to research more thoroughly. Wisdom is gathered, but it takes time. Learn from your experience. You may wish to ask the opinion of a wise mentor if you are uncertain. I use my knowledge and experience to make wise decisions. It's often said that the body has its own innate wisdom. If healthy, it just knows what to do and does what it needs to keep us alive and moving without thinking too much about it. Most of the time, we aren't aware of trying to keep our heart beating or our breath when asleep. Similarly, when we have this innate reasoning system and intuition that allows us to get answers or receive information without conscious thinking, it's that feeling or hunch of information or insight that is just there. Some people believe that this is the wisdom we receive from the gods, the very spark of the divine voice that is left within us. This is the very old kind of wisdom that sits in the very part of the brain. Then there's a gathering of knowledge and experience in what we discern and learn from this. If the result has acuity, if it is successful in the real world, and the good in sense and perception, it's most probably wise. The getting of wisdom takes time usually, and we can be impatient for it, might cut corners, and not see the role we take in our own poor decision making. It says to me, through as modern people, we have a millennia of wisdom to assist us. Human history has some very wise people starring in it, and some not so wise. So we have plenty of examples from which to learn. Gathering wiser people around us is in fact one of the wisest things we can do. We cannot always know it all, and as a wise mentor or friend can not only save us from poor decision, but also to demonstrate how to be wise if we aren't quite there yet. So the snow moon. Look for the simplest and cleanest solution. Understand your motives for doing what you're doing. Be as clear as possible in your communication. I know why I do what I do. The word purity now seems to have a kind of loaded moral quality. It says anytime I mention the word, people mostly think about it how it's used in religions or in morals. For example, the purity of virgins, the purity of no sex before marriage, the purity of celibacy, purity of bloodline, or certain extreme right-wing groups. No wonder we use the word with some trepidation. The purity I refer to here is the purity of the silver moon on the unmarked snow. The simple purity of intention that nature demonstrates, the purity of clean water in a mountain stream, the purity of one single purpose. This kind of purity as being clean or free from harmful substances. It says, and I guess in our world so full of pollution and damage to the environment, that may be hard to define. However, ancients looked at the cycles that brought ice and snow as a sort of reset button, a time when everything lay fallow for a while and brought it with it a kind of simplicity. These times were hard, but if we were prepared for them, we would survive. There are good reasons to strive for a kind of positive purity in our lives. Being precise with our language and as clear as we can be in our communications mean fewer miscommunications and misunderstandings in our relationship and work life. Keeping our intentions pure and untainted with lower energies such as jealousy, revenge, or unworthiness as much as possible means that our motivations are pure and not muddy in their reasoning. Okay, that's messages for you here, Virgo. Let's get some runes, some trumps for yourself. So you have Anubis, you have Hathor. These two dragon lovers, one being water, one being fire. We have Virgo, which you are Virgo here. We have this Egyptian snake goddess. We have strength, stillness, and you're going through initiation here spiritually. Alright, so that's all I have for you. And like I said, first link in the description down below for personal reading. Also go to my Etsy shop. Go in there, go buy something. Really appreciate that. If you want to see more content, don't forget to like, subscribe. Bye guys.